Hello, everyone, and welcome into Monday, October 18th, 2021's edition of Royal Bettors. We'll be breaking down a four-game NHL card from a betting perspective for you today. I'm Jaric rubel alongside Jake Elder, and we're going to break down this four-game card for you on this Monday. I'm going to kind of keep it short and sweet for you because I would normally break down the slate from the weekend, but there was just so much to go through. It would take forever. Let's just say I went 1-4 on Saturday, and wasn't pretty. I mean, Carolina should have cashed that first period over. They had some 5-on-3s. Kakanyemi hit a goal post. I mean, it is what it is. I mean, we've all been taking bad beats still. Not bad beats, but just rough L's. So if you are close to 500 in hockey, I don't know many people over 500. I mean, major props to you.
Yeah, right now my Saturday went pretty well. I had a few bets that I didn't tweet out that hit, so it made my bankroll more positive, which I talked about a little. I talked about them a little, and I'm gonna integrate it into every day that I can from here on out now. But I had a few shots on goal props hit, and then Leafs first period money line. I got my first best bet win. Feels good.
Let's go.
Both did hit though. I was between that and the Blues money line as my two favorite bets, and both came through. But I talked about a new first period take that I have, and it worked. It's 1-for-1. Doesn't mean it works, but it felt very confident when it was happening. I didn't feel like I was going to lose any money. So I'll talk about that today because I think I have one for today.
All right. So without further ado, let's get into today's slate of games. We'll start off north of the border in Toronto, where the New York Rangers and Toronto Maple Leafs will face off in an original six battle. Rangers plus 160 underdogs, Leafs minus 195 favorites, over-under at 6 shaded to the over. And Jake, I'm still going to stay away from Ranger games at this moment in time. I'm not going to touch that at all. I think the Leafs have done a very good job defensively so far through the first few games of the season. Campbell's been lights out. Shesterkin's going to be going at the other end for the Rangers, so that's the goaltending matchup, Campbell and Shesterkin. And, I mean, I would lean under with those two in that. Shesterkin's been solid through his first two outings. Campbell's been really good through his first two outings. But, I mean, with Matthews being back in the lineup, I'm kind of hesitant.
I was going to say, you say you're staying away from them. Is that because they haven't been performing? Or
I'm staying away from the Rangers because I've yet to win anything in betting their games.
All right,
I'm gonna wait till
it's on that. But like you said, Matthews is back. I know Justice Hall, he's not a big factor, but he's back, right? I believe.
Hall, yeah.
Yeah. So I don't know. Tampa's pretty much fully healthy, and
Toronto, you mean?
Toronto's pretty fully healthy there, and the Rangers haven't performed at all. I don't know, they haven't been there for a single game yet. Toronto's home. They're fully healthy. I think they're gonna roll. And with that being said, I don't know. I really like the first period money line for Toronto again. Go back with that. I like them to win the game in regulation.
What do you got for prices on those?
Yeah, I wish I knew. But
Did I write it down?
No. It's minus 130 for Toronto in regulation. I don't know if it's still minus 130, but it was when I bet it. I think it's minus 125 on FanDuel. Not a big difference, but so I do like that regulation bet, and then I'll bring up my first period money line idea at the end when we're all done with that, with all the games, because it involves multiple games. Yeah.
All right.
Minus 125 is what I got for it.
For the first period?
No, for regulation.
Okay. Gotcha. All right, so Jake likes Leafs in the first period and in regulation. In this one, I'm going to stay away from it. I don't like it at all. Nick Earl hopping up in the chat. He said, "What's good, guys? Release the Kraken and bring on the Flames." I like it. And that being said, we will hop on over to the Seattle Kraken game here. They're $1.15 underdogs at the Philadelphia Flyers, who are favored minus 114. Over under, I got at 6, 110 both ways. Now that I looked, it's 5.5 shaded 120 to the over. So a bit of a price adjustment there, line change. I do like the under in this one. Grubauer versus Hart's the goaltending matchup. I think the Flyers are going to make it a big goal of theirs to shut down Seattle defensively. The Kraken haven't exactly had any high scoring, high danger opportunities throughout this season. And when you watch their games and go back and watch the highlights, I mean, it's not, exactly pretty hockey the way they play. I mean, they don't have any real playmakers. So I'm going to take the under 6 in this one. The only worry I have with it is if the first period's kind of nutty and it's like somehow 2-1, then I might end up sweating it a little bit. But I think the under is going to stay pretty solid in this one. I think Carter Hart's going to have a bounce back game. I don't think this is going to be one where he's going to be shaky. Vancouver's a pretty good offensive team.
Yeah, I agree totally with that. The Kraken games the shots have yet to hit over 30 for both teams. I'm pretty sure Kraken haven't hit 30 shots and their opponent hasn't hit 30 shots. And I think the Flyers, after that first game, I think they'll be a little bit better, maybe a little more chemistry between the team because there's a lot of new faces there. So I also agree with the underplay there. I leaned the first period under, but it also could end 1-1. So I don't see it ending 2-0 either way. Like a
Right.
two. I don't see a team scoring 2 goals and the other not scoring. But I don't think I'll be touching anything with that first period. I don't know if I'll be touching anything with this game. Oh, props though. I will be doing that. That's for sure.
All right, we'll
But
stay tuned for that. Right after we get through this 4-game slate, we'll touch on some player props that both of us like. So Nick Earl says, I can't trust hard enough to bet a under for the Flyers. And to be honest, I can't argue that either. I mean, what we've seen from him, last game and then through most of last season, Ristolainen's still out. But I think the defense still pull it together. I think this will be a defensive battle all the way through. It's a bit of a longer road trip here for the Kraken. They're finally settling into it. Brian Kane, what's up, Royal Bettors? What's going on, Brian? Hope you're doing well. Russian hockey is the way to go. You still making a killing?
yeah, no, I think Russian hockey is not the way to go, dude. That sport is
Probably not.
unpredictable.
Hey, but more power to you.
No, man. But yeah, good luck with that. Maybe you should bet some NHL with us.
Right? Hop on the wagon. Maybe we'll get on a hot streak. Brian hops on with us.
I'm on a hot streak, bro. I'm telling
You
you. I know
are.
my
You honestly
my
have been. This
I
dude
know my
bet Chris
record.
Tierney to score yesterday. You should have posted that.
Yeah, dude, Tierney to score. I live bet the Oilers to win the first period. Like it was nuts, bro. I don't know.
Crazy. All
Probably
right,
haven't
so
responded to
we're
you.
halfway through here. We're chugging along. Anaheim and Calgary, home opener for the Flames. Ducks plus 165 dogs. Flames minus 200. Over under at 5.5 here, shaded to the under. And one of the guys both of us follow on Twitter at Tones Takes, he put out a stat, and the home teams in their first game, their home opener, they're 18-3-2 in terms of winning the first period. So Calgary just put up 50 shots at Edmonton. They had 47, so just about 50. They lost because they got Connor McDavid. He got a hat trick. Mike Smith stood on his head. I like Calgary in the first period here. I think they're really going to come out storming and throw pucks on net at Anaheim. It's Stolarz versus Markstrom in net. I know Anaheim hasn't exactly allowed a whole lot, but I think Calgary is going to come out here flying. And Nick Earl, he chimes in here. He likes Calgary and Reg.
So I was looking at this game again. I always look at it from a first period perspective and full game. And I do like the Flames to win that first period, like you said. But these past few games, the Ducks have scored a goal and
but they've also been on home ice. Now they're finally going to hit the road. They got to head up to Canada. It's the home opener for Calgary. And they were buzzing. I watched that game against Edmonton. They were really good. It's just goaltending was better.
They looked really good. But I'll get to that at the end. Yeah, so this game, like I said, I can't bet the Flames first period. I almost did, but I held away for the fact of the Ducks have been doing pretty good in the first periods. So maybe the over is the way they look at here. Like you said.
I don't know if I want to ever bet a Ducks over. I'm sorry.
That's what I'm saying. But
I would just pass at that point.
Yeah, I don't have anything specifically for this game right now.
All right, so it looks like it's a pass for Jake. I like Calgary in the first period, minus half a goal, plus 130. And we're going to go south here now to Arizona, where the Blues and Coyotes will do battle. Blues minus 170, Coyotes plus 140, home underdogs in their home opener. Over under 5.5, minus $1.10 both ways. Now, Jake, I know I just talked about the home openers for, Calgary and why I like them. I think Arizona probably gets on the scoreboard here in the first period at home. I think they will probably show up a little bit. But let's be real here. They aren't stopping anything. The Blues, they just went out
I
to
was
Colorado, put up 5. I mean, that defense was still pretty much intact outside of Devontae's. I mean, sure, the forward core wasn't exactly there for Colorado, but I mean, like I said, I think Arizona gets in front early here. Maybe not in front, but they will get on the board in this first period. I like the first period over at minus 120, in all honesty. I think the Blues are definitely getting one. I think Arizona will probably get on the score sheet being at home, the way the home teams have been trending in this first period. This is probably my least favorite bet of the three that I have, but I am going to make it on my card. And these teams did hit quite a few first period overs last year.
yeah, I definitely like that. But my personal bet, so last year it just was somebody in one of those Twitter bubble things that we listen to. They were like, when I make like it's weird, I'll make bets based on things that I just remember happening a lot. Be like, oh, this happens a lot.
Yeah.
Like random things that you just feel like you remember happening a lot. And that was Blues first period money line, which I didn't put it on my card last on Saturday. I put the Blues money line, but I didn't put first period. And I did bet it, and they did cash 1-0 first period end of the first there. And once again here, I like it. And I mean, I know you say Arizona scoring and right off the bat, but
Blues
I
could
mean,
very well get two. I'm not going to lie. I mean,
yeah,
Arizona's going to be losing by quite a bit in most of their games.
yeah. So I like that first period. And to go with that first period bet, so what I did last on Saturday, I did the Bruins, the Penguins, but I did tie no bet first period. So it's like a lot of juice, but when you combine two of them, it comes out to plus money. And when I'm betting them because I'm confident that
Because
they,
it pushes if it ties,
yeah,
right?
I'm confident that they won't lose the first period, but they have a very good chance of winning the first period. So when I did that, obviously the Penguins were up 4-0 5 minutes in. So I won that one, and I wasn't really sweating that. But the Bruins, it came down to the last 3 minutes or whatever, with Marchand getting a penalty shot, and that's what put me up 1-0. But even then, I was like, all right, well, even if it ends 0-0 here, I'm not gonna lose money. I'm gonna get a bad payout of minus 190 or whatever it is because the other one pushes. But I felt really confident with it. So I'm going to be doing the Leafs first period money line, but tie no bet with the Blues first period money line, tie no bet. And it comes out to plus 133 when you parlay them together. So
All
I
right. Yeah, I mean, as
pretty
long as
good
one
bet.
doesn't lose, I mean, you
Yeah,
push, you push. I mean, is
I
what
feel
it
very
is.
confident in the Leafs at least being tied with them, and I don't like
Rangers
Arizona.
haven't been scoring goals yet. They've yet to
Yeah,
explode. I think once they finally get that game where they score 4 or 5, then that's when you're going to want to hop on that wagon.
yeah. So we got Earl Betts coming back in again. You
Calgary
like
could be. I
Calgary?
mean, they could be a sneaky team. I mean, they're like every other year, but I'm just not
Yeah,
putting my
I
eggs in
feel like
that
they're
basket. I
very a
don't
roller
think
coaster
Daryl's.
team.
I don't think Daryl Sutter hockey translates into today's NHL. And plain and
It's
simple, if you like a over in Anaheim, bet the opponent team total over. Yeah, that's honestly a great point.
very true. Yeah, but who knows? Stellars can stand on his head again. Is Gibson
We'll
because
see. I
Gibson's
mean,
not
they're
back
going on the
yet.
road. Could be much different.
All
But
right.
last year on the road, those plus 1.5s. You
Yeah,
love these West Coast teams' money line, Nick. Oh, you were over the Ducks last week. You like the Kings against the Wild. Now you like the Yotes tonight. Interesting. Nick's going
very.
on the Pacific Dogs here early.
And
All
we
right,
got
we promised you guys player props. Oh, you got one more?
well, Brian Kane's got a comment here with a little score anytime parlay, and I like all three of them. All three of them scored last game, so Perron got
Yeah,
two, I
honestly.
think.
Perron
And
did get two, and once we get over to our daily fantasy selection, you might see That man.
Yeah, I like this one. It's got a shot. These guys are always scoring, so I wish
Yeah.
you luck.
Honestly, I think Brian's gonna be partying tonight. I actually kind of like that. I
Yeah,
might tail
right?
that. That sounds good. I mean, we'll see about Flyers Seattle because I think that could be like a 3-1 game, 3-2 game. But anyways, we got some player props for you here. Now, Jake, Matthew Tkachuk had 9 shots on goal last game. 9. And I think against the favorable Anaheim team here, who has had a defensive first mentality, I think at home, it's listed at 2.5 plus 110. I'm gonna take I like that value. I think plus 110 is good. Over 2.5 shots. I mean, he had 9 last game. Boys will be buzzing on home ice tonight. I think he's their best player. So I'll take the over 2.5 shots at plus money for Matthew Tkachuk. And then I also like Vladimir Tarasenko over half a point plus 105. He had just 4 shots and just over 12 minutes of ice time in Colorado. And I think he'll have a lot more high quality chances here against a poor Arizona team. Plenty of power play looks. I like Tarasenko's odds to get on the score sheet here in their second game of the season.
Yeah. Those are some pretty good props. Prop wise, I didn't look totally into it, but with this Philly Kraken game is like intriguing to me. I can't figure out for what reason. But like I said, the Kraken haven't let it up a lot of shots, but the Flyers put up a lot of shots. Like Giroux had 8 shots, and then Atkinson had 4, and JVR had 4. And it's like those are usually my guys to pick, or Couturier, but he wasn't on this shot. He didn't have many shots. So I was looking at shot props for them, but like they aren't all up. I guess the ones that they have up, I guess they're there. But once again, this game's gonna be unpredictable, so I don't know if I'm gonna sit with that one. But Artemi Panarin over 2.5 shots. I need to go look at what he did the last 3 games. Do you know if he's been putting up shots or not?
I couldn't tell you off the top
Is
of my
it
head. To be honest, the Rangers have just kind of been a thumbs down for me here early on. Kreider. I mean, if you want to go back to a Kreider goal prop, he scored in his first 3 games.
you did call that one last game? Yeah, I like that. But back to Brian Kane's parlay. I mean, can you really go wrong with Atkinson, William Nylander, and Perron? Like those guys are going to be
Honestly,
scoring every night. So it's like could be something. Do you have any other
right.
props or?
I don't. You got anything left?
I want to go look up Panarin's shots because 2.5 seems pretty low, but it might take me a minute.
All right, well, I'm gonna go head on over to the DFS section of the show. If you find it, you can let everybody know. So daily fantasy, I'm gonna stack this Calgary Flames first line tonight. They were awesome against Edmonton the other night. Sorry, the Battle of Alberta. So I put Lindholm, Kachuk, and Goudreau in there. That's that top line. Coleman was supposed to be on that top line, but it's looking like he's gonna start tonight on the third line. So Goudreau will go back on that top line. And then along on the wing, I have Tarasenko because I do like him to register a point tonight. Morgan Geeky's my cheap option at my other center selection because I kind of ran out of money and he was probably the best selection I had at center for tonight. So Morgan Geeky, I mean, he's been getting shots. I mean, he had that nice goal against Vegas in game number 1. On defense, Justin Falk, he had 5 shots and a couple blocks and a goal, I believe. Yeah, he had the opening goal against Colorado. So Justin Falk, I mean, I think he's been the better offensive defenseman than Torrey Krug has so far in St. Louis, dude. I mean, last season and 1 game this year. And then I couldn't afford Ryan Ellis on defense. I do like him. I'm still trying to figure out who I might put in that slot. Jeremy Lazan or Zadorov. As much as I hate Zadorov, I mean, he had 6 block shots, an assist, and a couple shots last game. So, I mean, he did good fantasy-wise. Lazan's been all over the place. I mean, he gets shots, he registers hits, he gets some blocks. He had an assist in game number 1. So, I'm between those two. Perron's my utility man, like I kind of foreshadowed. I think he had 6 shots last game, I believe, off the top of my head. He had 2 goals, and I think he'll go right where he left off against a weak Arizona team. And then finally in goal, Jack Campbell. I mean, he's the most expensive goalie, but I also think he's probably the best option tonight. I think the Rangers will get shots on that. I think he'll be solid at home. And I mean, yeah, I didn't want to bet that game, but I do agree with you. The Leafs will probably get it done.
Yeah, and with the Leafs, how many shots they're going to put up, and that Rangers D isn't fully capable. I feel like, I don't know, picking Rangers defenseman could be a good thing. Probably just Adam Fox, but I don't know who else you'd pick for block shot wise. But yeah, Panarin, he's put up 2 shots, 0 and 0. So I guess we're not going with that one. I just visually, it looked good at plus money for a guy who scores a lot of goals to get shots, but
Yep.
he hasn't been there. And then you
All
talked
right.
about Ryan Ellis, which I really like Ryan Ellis because I'm gonna stick with my Kraken have active defenseman on the other team because I know when Werenski didn't score, but he had the assist for the last goal in overtime. So those defensemen are active against the Kraken. So I
Yeah,
might stick
I
with that.
always, I don't know why you said it every show, and I just don't even seem to hop on that wagon. That's a good look. It's worked every time, to be honest. Even though
Yeah,
Rinsky didn't get a goal, I mean, a point. It's probably
if I
plus
would have
money too if you were to bet it.
exactly if I bet the just to get a point, but I mean Philly has a lot of defensemen that could be active though. That's the
Yeah,
thing. Like
Provorov, Sanheim, Yandel. Just
yeah,
mentioned Ellis.
Ellis, like how, like which one could you pick? I don't know. So that's what's also fading me away from that one. But so you said Matthew Kachuk had 8 shots.
9.
Yeah. Over 2.5 plus 110. I don't know if you want to go with that, but I mean that's
I
something to
did.
same price. Oh, that's what you bet? Was I not listening?
Don't think you were listening. Hopefully, everyone watching this was listening because now we both
Right?
clearly like that.
Yeah, that looks good to me. Perron over 2.5. I mean, he scored 2 goals, so that's
I
two
looked at
shots
that,
right
but I was
there.
like, eh.
I don't know.
I
I'm
didn't
just
really like any of the other shot props. I thought that was probably the best one at 2.5.
well, because Arizona's gonna let up a lot of shots.
I
That's what's
know,
keeping
but
me away from every Philly and Kraken thing. Like I said, like the Kraken haven't gotten over 30 or led over 30 yet. So that scared me away. But I do
you
not have
got
a DFS lineup
no.
made yet. So,
All right,
but
maybe you'll let us
I
know on
mentioned
Twitter
some
at
guys.
JakeElder19.
Yeah, I mentioned some guys I like. I think I'm gonna go back with JVR. I don't know. I always like him. He's a cheaper guy who third line guy who puts up points and at least shots and stuff. So he'll be
All
one of
right,
my
so
guys I'm gonna be throwing.
that was the 4 game card across the NHL. Gave you a DFS lineup, some props. And before we get to best bets, if you like what you've heard throughout today's show, be sure to give us a follow on Twitter at Royal Bettors, at Jaric_Rubel11, at JakeElder19. And be sure to subscribe to this YouTube channel, Royal Bettors. Give the video a thumbs up, comment. We always want to have the interaction going and try to get us to the top of the YouTube page when you search NHL picks and predictions because we're just starting this up here, but we do want to grow and try and get somewhere. Now, the records haven't exactly been there, as you can see on the bottom, especially for me. I'm probably the biggest fade material in the whole hockey world right now, but I know it'll come eventually. I'm sure of it. We'll get there, and I
And
think I'll finish above 500.
if you do obviously you're watching us, but if you do watch YouTube NHL, you gotta realize that it's not only us. Like, yeah,
Right.
there's some hot people out there that are, hitting bets left and right, but like the majority are struggling right now. So
Yeah, I mean it's a battle out here, and we all think it'll turn around. I mean, because a lot of us are going off of like our power rankings, like how we thought the season would play out, and right
yeah,
now, it's been a lot of dogs and just not going how we think. And I don't think a lot of us have the stones to go against it.
yeah, definitely.
So yeah, give us a follow and a subscription to Royal Bettors on YouTube, Twitter. Follow us individually on Twitter. That would mean the world to us. Let's grow this sucker. Let's make this a family. And let's get the best bets. Now, I know you didn't seem to like when I talked about this Calgary first period, but I really do like it. I want to fade Anaheim here on the road, minus a half a goal, plus 130 for the Flames to win the first period. And I'm going to lock that in. Calgary in that first period to win by half a goal.
I like it.
I think
With
Calgary.
that,
This is the most speed Anaheim's gonna face so far. Winnipeg's not too fast. Minnesota, I mean they're quick, but I mean they're not too flashy to an extent.
yeah, with that, I agree with you. I like that, but I also, like I said with the Ducks, I like the over for that one. But we'll see how it turns out because Calgary's defense isn't all that you like to talk about
I
Zadorov's their
know.
third best
Yeah. No,
defenseman.
I
So
know. But he was their best defenseman against Edmonton. That's the thing. The amount of shots he blocked, he got on the score sheet. Like,
yeah,
we'll see.
new place, new home for
That's
him.
why I liked him for DFS, because the amount of block shots he had in Edmonton didn't even have that many shots.
Yeah, I like it. I'm gonna go back to the exact same best bet that got me my first win, and I'm gonna go with the Leafs first period three-way money line. It's plus 130 for that. Like I said, I also have the uh, first period like tie no bet. I also have that parlayed with the Blues, but I'm gonna go with the three-way at plus money for Toronto to win the first period.
All right, so
Silver
both of
Dude
us
comes in
rocking these
here.
first period bets. Cobra Dude says subscribe. Yes, hype it up. The Royal Bettors YouTube channel. We like it. And Cobra Dude's a friend of ours. You want to go subscribe to his Twitch channel. Give him a follow over there.
Yeah,
That
I'm
would be
pretty sure he's
awesome.
gonna be live. Oh, I guess we're leaving though. He would have been live, but we're about to leave after this. So.
Well, you kind of hinted at it. We are going to be leaving. You're going to be leaving. I don't know what I'm saying, but that's all we have for you here on this Monday edition of Royal Bettors. Again, best bets. I like Calgary in the first period minus half a goal. Jake likes that for Toronto. I mean, the three-way money line's the same as minus half a goal. We both got it at plus 130. And yeah, give us a follow on Twitter at Royal Bettors, at JakeElder19, at Jaric_rubel11. Subscribe to the YouTube channel, give us a thumbs up, and we'll be right here with you tomorrow at 3 p.m. for another edition of Royal Bettors. So for Jake Elder, I've been Jaric Rubel. Thanks everybody for tuning in.